Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Chaitanya
Pracharine
Prabhu Nityananda Advaita
Deve Gauravani Manarine Nirvishesha Gurunyavadi Acharyanadine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samsthapanacharya Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Nitya Leela Pravishta His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Nitai Go Premanande Hari Hari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, text number 12 onwards. 12 I'll read by myself, 13 to 16 we will chant. Dharmasya mama tubhyam cha kumaranam bhavasya cha Vignanasya cha sattvasya parasyatma parayanam. Translation. Also, the consciousness of that great personality is the abode of religious principles, mine, yours, and those of the four bachelors, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanandana. That consciousness is also the abode of truth and transcendental knowledge. Text 13 to 16. Aham Bhavan Bhavaha Cha Eva Aham Bhavan Bhavaschaiva Ta Ime Munayaha Agrajaha Ta ime munayograjaha Sura Asura Nara Nagaha Sura Sura Nara Nagaha Khagha Mrigha Sarisrupaha Khagha Mrigha Sarisrupaha Gandharva Apsarasaha Yakshaha Gandharvapsaraso Yaksha Rakshaha Bhuta Gana Uragaha Raksho Bhuta Ganoragaha Pashavaha Pitaraha Siddhaha Pashavaha Pitaraha Siddha Vidyadharaha Charanaha Dhrumaha Vidyadharascharana Dhrumaha Anye Cha Vividha Jiva Anye Cha Vividha Jiva Jala Sthala Nabha Okasaha Jalasthala Nabhokasaha Graha Riksha Ketavaha Taraha Griharksha Ketavastara Tara Griharaksha Ketavastaraha Thaditaha Sthanaya Sthanayitnavaha Thaditaha Sthanayitnavaha Sarvam Purusha Eva Idam Sarvam Purusha Evedam Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavat Cha Yat Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavat Cha Yat Tene Idam Avritam Vishwam Tene Idam Avritam Vishwam Vitastim Adhitishtati Vitastim Adhitishtati Aham Bhavan Bhavaschaiva Taime Munayograjaha Surasura Nara Nagaha Kaghamruga Sarisripaha Gandharvapsaraso Yaksha Raksho Bhuta Ganoragaha Pashavaha Pitaraha Siddha Vidyadharascharana Charanadrumaha Anye Cha Vividha Jiva Jalasthala Nabhokasaha Griharaksha Ketavastaras Thaditaha Sthanayitnavaha Sarvam Purusha Evedam Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavachayat Tenedam Avrutam Vishwam Vitastim Adhitishtati Aham, myself. Bhavan, yourself. Bhavaha, Lord Shiva. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Te, they. Ime, all. Munayaha, the great sages. Agrajaha, born before you. Sura, the demigods. Asura, the demons. Naraha, the human beings. Nagaha, the inhabitants of the Naga planet. Khagaha, birds. Mrigha, beasts. Sarisrupaha, reptiles. Gandharva apsarasaha, yakshaha, rakshaha, bhutagana uragaha, pashavaha, pitaraha, siddhaha, vidyadharaha, charanaha, all inhabitants of different planets. Drumaha, the vegetable kingdom. Anye, many others. Cha, also. Vividhaha, different varieties. Jivaha, living entities. Jala, water. Sthala, land. Nabha, Okasaha, the inhabitants of the sky or the birds. Graha, the asteroids. Riksha, the influential stars. Ketavaha, the comets. Taraha, the luminaries. Thaditaha, the lightning. Stanayitnavaha, the sound of the clouds. Sarvam, everything. Purushaha, the personality of Godhead. Eva idam, certainly all these. Bhutam, whatever is created. Bhavyam, whatever will be created. Bhavat, and whatever was created in the past. Cha, also. Yat, whatever. Tena idam, it is all by him. Avritam, covered. Vishwam, universally comprehending. Vitastim, half a cubit. Adithishtati, situated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Beginning from me, Brahma, down to you, and Bhava, Shiva, all the great sages who were born before you, the demigods, the demons, the nagas, the human beings, the birds, the beasts, as well as the reptiles, etc., and all phenomenal manifestations of the universes, namely the planets, stars, asteroids, luminaries, lightning, thunder, and the inhabitants of the different planetary systems, namely the Gandharvas, Apsaras, Yakshas, Rakshas, Bhutaganas, Uragas, Pashus, Pithas, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, and all other different varieties of living entities, including the birds, beasts, trees, and everything that be, are all covered by the universal form of the Lord at all times, namely past, present, and future, although He is transcendental to all of them, eternally existing in a form not exceeding 9 inches. Translation with repetition. Beginning from me, Brahma, down to you, and Bhava, Shiva, all the great sages who were born before you, the demigods, the demons, the nagas, the human beings, the birds, the beasts, as well as the reptiles, etc. And all phenomenal manifestations of the universes, namely the planets, stars, asteroids, luminaries, lightning, thunder, and the inhabitants of the different planetary systems, namely the Gandharvas, Apsaras, Yakshas, Rakshas, Bhutaganas, Uragas, Pashus, Pitas, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, and all other different varieties of living entities, including the birds, beasts, trees, and everything that be, are all covered by the universal form of the Lord. At all times, namely past, present, and future, although He is transcendental to all of them, eternally existing in a form not exceeding 9 inches. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by His partial representation, measuring not more than 9 inches as Supersoul, expands by His potential energy in the shape of the universal form, which includes everything manifested in different varieties of organic and inorganic materials. The manifested varieties of the universe are therefore not different from the Lord, just as golden ornaments of different shapes and forms are non-different from the original stock reserve of gold. In other words, the Lord is the Supreme Person who controls everything within the creation, and still He remains the supreme, separate identity, distinct from all manifested material creation. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, 4 and 5, this is therefore said to, He is therefore said to be Yogeshwara. Everything rests on the potency of the Lord, on the potency of Lord Sri Krishna. And still the Lord is different from and transcendental to all such identities. In the Vedic Purusha Sukta of the Rig Mantra, this is also confirmed. This is philosophical truth of simultaneous oneness and difference. This philosophical truth of simultaneous oneness and difference was propounded by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is known as Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Brahma, Narada, and all others are simultaneously one with the Lord and different from the Supreme Lord. We are all one with Him, just as the gold ornaments are one in quality with the stock gold. But the individual gold ornament is never equal in quantity with the stock gold. The stock gold is never exhausted, even if there are innumerable ornaments emanating from the stock, because the stock is Purnam, complete. Even if Purnam is deducted from the Purnam, still the Supreme Purnam remains the same Purnam. This fact is inconceivable to our present imperfect senses. Lord Chaitanya therefore defined his theory of philosophy as achintya, inconceivable, and as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita as well as in the Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya's theory of achintya bheda bheda tattva is the perfect philosophy of the absolute truth. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militan Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Astatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very interesting verse or series of verses. The way Srila Vyasadeva has composed and the way Srila Prabhupada has arranged and translated. It's very interesting, very poetic, very graphic, because it describes everything in the universe, from Brahma, Shiva, Narada, sages. It describes all living entities, birds, beasts. It describes all the different planetary systems in the universe, demons, asuras, suras, different planetary systems, and all the inhabitants there, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Yakshas, Bhutaganas. And then it says, the verse says, all of them are included in the Virat Rupa of the Lord. And this Virat Rupa has come from Vitasthim Adhitishtati Tenedam Avrutam Vishvam Vitasthim Adhitishtati. All of this has come from that Lord who is only half a cubit. Half a cubit is the way Prabhupada has translated Vitasthim. That's why it is interesting. Everything, all gigantic things in the universe are all described. And then it says, everything is coming from half a cubit long, Paramatma. That's why you see, it's very graphic, it's very grand. And then it says, everything is coming from Paramatma, who is only 9 inches. Vitastim, Prabhupada translates, a half a cubit. Cubit is this much. From tip of the middle finger to the elbow. This was the measurement system that existed. I think in our younger days, I don't know now because I haven't gone to. When you buy flowers, they used to buy measure like that. Do they do that now? I don't know. Yeah. Cubit. So, and he is half a cubit. So it's about this much. A cubit is about 1.5 feet, 18 inches. Half a cubit. That's why Prabhupada has said 9 inches. So Paramatma is Vitasthim Adhitishtati. This is very similar to, that's why this chapter is called Purusha Sukta Confirmed. Purusha Sukta is the prayers from the Rig Veda, describes the universal form of the Lord. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishvam Vishvato Vritva. Asya tishtit dashangulam. Dasha angulam. See there also 10 fingers length. So this resonates with a similar thing, vitasthim adhitishtati. And Purusha Sukta also goes on to describe all the different parts of the universe, devatas, the varnas and the ashramas, the brahmanas, the kshatriyas, everybody, and how all of them. In other words, the Virat Rupa of the Lord is a manifestation, is everything that exists in the universe, conceived in the form of a rupa, a form, and it is not only everything in the universe, because universe is something that is in space, right? In space you have sun and the moon and the planets and everything is in space. There is one more important aspect of this manifestation, which is time. It's very interesting. Only in the early 20th century, scientists figured out there is space, time, understanding of course, that understanding was there. But this space and there is time. And this understanding was there even among the sages in the great sages in our country. And that's why it says here, Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavachayat. All of these material manifestations that are present and that were present in the past and that are present now and that will become present in the future. Right? Before we were born, we were not, our bodies didn't exist. And then we became available, we became manifest. And then one day we'll be gone. Our body will be burnt to ashes and then ashes will be disposed over. We'll be gone. So, forms come, stay for some time, and then they vanish. Everything is embodied, existing in the universal form of the Lord. That conception of the universal dimension and the conception of the past, present and future in the time dimension, everything conceived in a form is the Virat Rupa of the Lord. And all of them are Vitasthim Adhitishtati. Adhitishtati exists, manifests. Both senses there in that word Adhitishtati. Vitasthim. And that manifestation of the entire universe has come from Paramatma, who is only 9 inches long. So, sometimes when this kind of statements are made, devotees ask the question, 9 inches? So we have measured his height, his length, and he's 9 inches. Okay, in our heart he is 9 inches. It is understandable. But if there is a small mosquito, how do we understand that? He is extending beyond 9 inches. That is why Acharyas say, this is expressed not to express, this is stated to express his superiority and not really to express his dimensions, because he is aprameya, he is immeasurable, he is infinite, he is unlimited. It is not in the sense of measurement, it is to say, give us a sense of the superiority, how the Lord, who is situated in the heart of every living entity, has manifested this gigantic universe. It is to convey that sense. Even when the Balagra Shatabhagasya, when the Katha Upanishad talks about the soul is one tip, 1/10,000th of the tip of the hair. Even those are, again, Krishna says even the soul is aprameya, is also immeasurable. Then how are we ascribing a material dimension? Again, it is to indicate its minuteness. Here it is its gigantic nature, all-powerful, superior nature of the Lord. And when the soul is described as Shatabhagasya, Balagra Shatabhagasya, it is to be understood as not literally in terms of its measurement, but it is in terms of its minuteness. To convey the minuteness or to convey the greatness and the superiority, these descriptions are there. This is the explanation given by the Acharyas. So, Prabhupada, to explain all of this, has brought up very nice analogy in the purport of golden ornaments coming from a gold mine. Every golden ornament was sometime in the mine, in the depth of the earth. It was pulled out, mined, refined, turned into an ornament. And now we may be wearing an ornament. So, the ornament that we have and the gold mine, there is oneness between the two in terms of quality. There is difference between the two in terms of quantity. In the same way, everything that is in the universe is coming from the infinite Lord. And hence, it is in one sense one with the Lord. In another sense, it is not one with the Lord. It is different from the Lord. And that is why Prabhupada has quoted chapter 9, text 4 and 5. We'll read that. This chapter 9, Krishna begins by saying, I'm going to tell you the most confidential knowledge. What is this confidential knowledge that Krishna is teaching in the 9th chapter? He's teaching about his situation. Who is the Lord? And what is the Lord's situation? How does the Lord exist? How does he manifest? How does he exist? So, these two verses are important and interesting. 9, 4 and 5. That's what Prabhupada has referred to. And this describes the Lord's situation. And like this, there are many more things in this verse, in this chapter, which constitutes confidential knowledge. You see, the thing is that we are talking about the Lord. If we are serious about the Lord, we must know his situation. Like, say, for instance, somebody is preparing for an exam and then passed the exam, got a university admission in America, and now he's planning, got his visa, got the passport, visa, money, all arrangements made. Now he's planning. Now what will that person do? He'll simply go land there and no, before that, where is the university? Where is the hostel? what is the professor, which department I am joining. You get to know more about the university. Because next 2, 3 years or 5 years, whatever number of years, you're going to stay there. You must know about that situation. What is that professor who is going to guide me? What is his background? What is his situation? What does he look like? He is an American, Indian, Chinese, black, white. What is he? You get to know. You will be interested because you are going to be there. You should know. In the same way, the Gita and the Bhagavatam is preparing us. We should know Lord's situation, how he exists, what is his position, how he rules and controls the universe, what is his nature. And that we will be interested to know, because if we have an interest in him. Mostly we are not interested. We are interested in this world, how I'll make little more money, how I'll get one more asset, how I'll become more well known than others around me, how I'll become more famous. Mostly these are our interests of this world. And we are busy with these things, with these pursuits. And that is why all these things, many people say, it's just all some philosophy. For us it is not. For the student, it's for somebody who is not interested in going to America, university, what is all that? For the student who is going to join for him it is so important. He'll be reading about it. He'll be finding out more important information about that. Because he is interested to go there. In the same way, when we become interested to understand Krishna, when that happens when we are pure. When our heart is pure. If our heart is impure, and if our life is full of sinful activities, we will not develop interest in the Lord. That is the important qualification. Esham antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhrudavrataha. Dvandva moha nirmukta. Otherwise, if we are not interested in Krishna, we will be very interested in the dualities of this world. And we will be chasing those dualities with all seriousness. But those who are uninterested in the dualities of this material world, bhajante mam dhrudavrataha, they worship me with firm determination. Esham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta. And they should have ended all sinful activities. If we are indulging in sinful activities and if we are absorbed, if our life is full of sinful activities, then we will not develop interest in spiritual life. That's why Srila Prabhupada said 4 regulative principles. 4 regulative principles keeps us free from sin. And Prabhupada said, if you are not following strictly the 4 regulative principles, your interest in spiritual life will not be sustained. We will waver. We will become disturbed. Some small disturbance will disturb us and we will think, this is okay, not. You give up spiritual life. That is why Eshantva Antagatam Papam talks about Bhajante Mam Dhrudavrataha. To come to that stage of firm determination, with unwavering determination, wanting to serve Krishna, wanting to know more about Krishna, that is connected to sin. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave this practice, and it is in our Gaudiya Vaishnava practice, we offer tulasi and we circumambulate. In some parts of the country, I've heard in Bangalore, I've heard some, they say, men don't worship Tulasi. Men worship Tulasi. Only women should worship Tulasi. You see, all these ideas are there in different parts of the country. Some ideas come about. But the Shastras, but in our system, we do Tulasi every morning and we go round and round. Because we want to diminish all the sin. When we go round and round Tulasi, even Brahmahatya, sin will go away. Because we want to get freed from all sin. So that Dhrudavrataha bhajante mam Dhrudavrataha. Because we want to become firmly fixed in devotional service to the Lord. That's our interest. That is why we want to be free from sin. That's the qualification. So now let's see this verse. Text 4 and 5. That's what Prabhupada has referred to in the Bhagavatam purport of today's. 4 is Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyakta murthina matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva avasthitaha. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyakta murthinaha. Krishna is saying, I am spread everywhere in the universe. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyakta murthina. In my unmanifest form. So Krishna is not directly manifest. He is pervading the universe, pervading our bodies, pervading everything in his unmanifest form. You cannot see him immediately. It requires some qualifications to see. Just like Sutre Maniganaiva. You have a necklace. You can see the necklace has nice pattern, colors, all these things. But you cannot see the thread which is holding the necklace. Sutra. Sutra means thread. The thread is hidden. You only see the beautiful pattern and the colors of the necklace. Sutre Maniganaiva. In the same way, we look at this material world. Hey, nice world. Beautiful sunshine, beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset, beautiful moon, beautiful birds, flowers. What is holding all that beauty? Sutre Maniganaiva. We don't see. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina. So, first Krishna is saying, by me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. And next, in the next part of the verse, Krishna says, Matsthani sarva bhutani. Sarva bhutani matsthani. Sarva bhutani. Every living entity, bhuta can mean both exist living entities and it also can mean manifest universe. That's why Prabhupada uses the expression in the purport, both organic and inorganic. Both with life and without life. That's the sense. So the word bhuta can, jiva bhuta, can refer to the living entity. It can also refer to inanimate matter, energy, in the form of bhuta. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Everything, every manifest reality that we see and we don't see is resting on me. Matsthani sarva bhutani. And next Krishna says, na cha aham teshva vastitaha. But I am not in them. Everything is resting on me. But I am not in them. Is Krishna speaking in riddles? Why is it like that? Matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva avastitaha. This riddle becomes even more complex when we go to the next verse. Nacha matstani bhutani. Matstani sarva bhutani, he said. In the next verse, Krishna is saying, Nacha matstani bhutani. Everything is not resting on me. Krishna, what are you saying? Just now you said everything is resting on me. Matstani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshva avastitaha. But I am not in them. And now in the next verse, Krishna is saying, Nachamatstani bhutani. Everything is not resting on me. This riddle has become more complex. That's why Prabhupada explains in these purports here, very beautiful. You should read the purport later on carefully. Everything was resting on Krishna, and I am not in them. Krishna is saying that to convey the sense, everything is actually resting on Krishna, depending on Krishna, held by Krishna. But he is not in them in the sense. It's not that he is aloof from the material world also. Everything is resting on him. But at the same time, he is not in them. He is apart from the universe. And then Krishna says, Nachamatstani bhutani. Everything is not resting on me. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Behold my mystic opulence. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Behold my mystic opulence. Everything is resting on me, and everything is not resting on me. In the sense, don't think that everything is resting on me. I am burdened by the whole thing resting on me. I am practically being crushed by everything resting. No, I am not. Nothing is resting on me. That's why Prabhupada gives this example. Very first sentence of the purport you will see. The Lord says that everything is resting on him. This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of these material manifestations. Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding the globe on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired, holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. He says that although everything is resting on him, still he is aloof. That's the important principle. He is aloof. The planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. That space is an energy. Bhumi rapo nalo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha. Kam mano buddhirevacha. Ahankaram itiyam me prakritim vidhi me param. Usually when we describe and analyze this verse, we say that the whole material manifestation is made of 8 elements. Sometimes we miss. It used to happen to me. That's why I'm saying from my experience. One more important thing Krishna is saying, all of these 8 elements are my energy. Me prakriti. They are my prakriti, my energy. You see? So, the planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But he is different from space. He is differently situated. Therefore, the Lord says, although they are situated on my inconceivable energy, still as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am aloof from them. This is the inconceivable opulence of the Lord. Pashyame yogamaishwaram. And in the next line, things become even more complicated. Let's see. Nacha matstani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhuta brunnacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Bhuta brun, bhuta brut. That comes from the word bhuta brut. Nacha bhutastaha. Bhuta brun. Bhuta brut means I am the maintainer of everything that exists. You see, we all exist. We exist. We are not dead. We are existing. At least now we are existing. We're sitting, talking, we are existing. Right? One day we will not exist. At least in this form. People will say, oh, he's gone. Right? We say so many people, oh, he's gone. So, we exist. Our existence, can anyone deny, is dependent on air. If we close our nostrils for less than a few minutes, we will die. We need air. Who is providing this air? You see, generally, we don't take these things seriously. These questions it requires a thoughtful mind. It requires a thoughtful mind to think about it little sensitively and carefully. Who is providing this air? No, why are you bothering all that? There is a gravitational force, and the gravitational force holds a blanket of atmosphere around the earth. Why are you messing around with all these ideas? It's there. You see, that's how we are made to think. We don't ask the question why there is gravity. You see, gravity is something, it's a very unusual thing. If there are two massive objects, there is a force between them. It's attracting force, not repelling force. Right now there is a glass of water and I am sitting here. There is a force between me and the glass of water. It's very, very, very minute. That's why it's not bothering us, but there is a force. And that is the force which is holding the earth and the sun. The moon and the earth and the sun and the planets and all of these. And on that cosmic scale, on those cosmic masses, it becomes significant force. Who created that force? And that force is the one which is holding the earth atmosphere also, holding all the atoms and molecules of the earth atmosphere. And that I am breathing every moment. My existence is dependent on that. And all of this is the creation. Krishna is saying, Prakritisthani suyate, mayadhyakshena prakritisthani suyate. This material existence, this manifestation is under my superintendence. That is Krishna. See how he is maintaining us with air. He's maintaining us with water. He's maintaining us with food. Food, all of this comes from earth, from air, from sunlight. Sunlight. So Krishna is Bhuta Bhrit. He is the one who is sustaining and maintaining all of the creation, both organic and inorganic, both sentient and insentient. Bhuta Brun Nacha Bhutastaha. Again, although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself, Nacha Bhutastaha. Nacha Bhutastaha means Bhuta Brun Nacha Bhutastaha. But this cosmic manifestation is not resting on me. In the same sense. Bhuta Brun Nacha Bhutastaha. Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. And from me, this manifestation has come about. Bhavanaha, in the sense of production, in the sense of creation. Bhuta bhavanaha, mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Everything has come from me. I am the source of everything that exists. Now, nicely Prabhupada explains in the purport. This is very important. Sometimes we miss these things. The Lord explains this fact. Although He is the maintainer and sustainer of all material manifestation, He does not touch this material manifestation. He's not, come to think of it. What is this material manifestation? Material manifestation is a place for a whole bunch of disobedient, rebellious, envious, conditioned souls. That's not his primary preoccupation. Just like how much does the Prime Minister or our Chief Minister spends time on the prison? Prison is taken care. Prison is not the primary preoccupation of the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister of a state. There are so many agents taking care. The free society, so many law-abiding citizens are there. They should have nice college, hospital, roads, this and that, and airports. That's what they are building. So in the same way, the material universe Lord does not even touch this material world. But still He is maintaining it. He is the source of it. Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. And that Atma bhavanaha, simply by His will. Atma, mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Simply by my will, it comes about. That is why Krishna has a quality known as Satya Sankalpata. When we desire, let me do something, we try, we work hard. Sometimes impediments come. Sometimes it won't happen. Whereas the Lord, when He makes a sankalpa, when He makes a decision, when He makes a will, it becomes Satya. It becomes manifest. That's why He is known as Satya Sankalpaha. In our case, it may happen, may not happen. And we will say, man proposes, God disposes. What to do? It didn't happen. Whereas, what God wills, it happens. And He simply wills and it happens. He does not have to touch it. He does not have to become involved in it. His wish and His desire is enough. Let's see how Prabhupada explains this. Simply by His supreme will, everything is created, everything is sustained, everything is maintained, and everything is annihilated. There is no difference between His mind and Himself, as there is a difference between ourselves and our present material mind, because He is absolute spirit. That is why Mamatma Bhuta Bhavanaha, simply by His Atma, by His Sankalpa, Bhuta Bhavanaha, this material existence has come about. Simultaneously, the Lord is present in everything, yet the common man cannot understand how He is also present personally. He is different from this material manifestation, yet everything is resting on Him. This is explained here as Yogam Aishwaram, the mystic power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, this is the kind of a Lord's situation in terms of this material world. He is the creator, everything is maintained by Him. He is pervading this. How He is pervading? Because it is His energy. And He is the one who is maintaining it. And yet He is apart from that. He is aloof from that. He is not fatigued by them or burdened by the maintenance of this universe. Just like we feel burdened and fatigued by the activities that we do, Lord is not fatigued, He is not burdened, He is aloof, He is not here, He is apart from this. This is the Lord's situation. We must know this. That is what Krishna is describing. That's why this is called confidential knowledge about the Lord and His situation being described. And we see the similar thing. Prabhupada's example, gold mine and gold stock. Everything is gold. Every ornament is made of gold. In the same way, everything that is present here. So in other words, you see, our body, our life, energy, spirit, soul is all Krishna's. It's a thrilling, it's an exciting realization. We are Krishna's. We belong to Krishna. We are His energy. We are maintained by Him. We are created by Him. And we have all this He is doing because we have a relation with Him. And so Krishna wants us to recognize that and not live a life of forgetfulness of the Lord, but lead a life in remembrance and recognition of the Lord. That's the basic step. And that remembrance and recognition of the Lord is the Varnashrama Dharma. In Varnashrama Dharma, constantly you are conscious that the Lord, sve sve karmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. Whatever one does, one should do it as an offering, as a worship of the Lord. Sve sve karmana tam abhyarchya. Abhyarchya means as a worship, as an offering. So by our work, we must serve the Lord. That's the spirit of the statement. Sve sve karmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. In this way, human society can attain perfection. And Krishna describes this soon after describing the four varnas and the qualities of the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. In that context, Krishna is saying this. So, Varnashrama is the basics, where one offers all his work as a service to the Lord. The next level is, that is why in Varnashrama there is sacrifices. Constantly you are recognizing Vishnu and Vishnu's agents, Devatas. If you are not yet ready to recognize Vishnu, at least recognize Vishnu's agents, Devatas. That's also one level. You are accepting that there are higher controllers than me. You see how this is so nicely arranged. In Karma Kanda, you worship Devatas and you are seeking their blessing to fulfill your desires. So that means you are recognizing that there are Devatas higher than me. When you understand more, you will understand that Devatas are also getting their power from Vishnu. Next, in Karma Kanda, it says that if you worship the Devatas, if you do Yajna, Tyaga, Dhana, all these things, Tapasya, if you do all this, you will be happy in this life, you will also be happy in next life. That means our eternality of existence, the soul, not only this life, next life also we exist. We are learning that. That is imprinted in our understanding. Not only this life, next life also you have to be happy, okay? Oh, I exist next life also. Oh, that means eternality of the soul. Impression has come in, understanding has come. Just see how Karma Kanda is teaching. But it is slow. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's point. It is too slow. Let's accelerate. Let's not take the staircase, one floor, another floor, another. Let's take the lift. Especially in Kali Yuga. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Varnashrama is basic to recognize the Lord. Lord is a provider. Lord's agents are the provider. Next level is Sharanagati. If the Lord is doing all this, what is His intent? What is His plan? And I will align myself to Lord's plan, not have my own plan. Atma Nikshepaha. One of the 6 qualities of Sharanagati is Atma Nikshepaha. Atma Nikshepa means to have no interest other than the interest of the Lord. It's a very big step, Sharanagati. And from Sharanagati comes the level, after Sharanagati, development of our relationship with the Lord. Loving relationship. Sharanagati is the basic requirement. That's why Prabhupada says, Krishna concludes in the Bhagavad Gita by saying, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. And Bhagavatam begins from there and says, now Bhagavatam is going to teach bhakti and elevated stages of bhakti. So these are all very, very beautifully explained by our acharyas and by Srila Prabhupada to prepare us to know more and more about Krishna. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.